Gravity Falls and Journal 3 belong to Alex Hirsch, Disney Channel, and all other people associated in its creation. Please go support Gravity Falls and go buy Journal 3. Hi everybody, Raspberry Barrel here, and we're going to try reading Journal 3 from Gravity Falls. This is not the special Blacklight edition. If these videos work out well, I will make separate videos about that one. In this series, we're going to be reading and reviewing and decoding things in the Journal 3, Gravity Falls book. Some of you have been asking for this, so we're going to try it out. This is more like a test video. If this does well, then we will continue this series. And this book, unlike the Book of Spells, is not really divided necessarily into chapters, so we'll just be doing a certain amount of pages, and when I feel like it's a good stopping point, that'll be the end. But these videos will still be titled chapter 1 or just part 1. Some of the codes in this book are some different languages that I'm most likely not going to be pronouncing well, and maybe I'll just show a picture and not try to say them. There are all sorts of different secret codes and things. You'll need different ciphers, cryptexes, but you mainly just need the Caesar cipher, and there's this special Pines cipher. So you can try to decode this stuff. I might give you guys a little pause if you want to, but we're really just going to be reading over it and not super trying to decode it. I'll just give you the answers. I hope you all enjoy this, and let's get started. Please forgive me if I stutter, hesitate, or mispronounce anything, and for any noises in the background. And once again, please go by and support Gravity Falls, buy the merchandise. There's also this real life website called the Mystery Shack where you can buy all sorts of merchandise for all sorts of shows. They have Star Versus stuff, Gravity Falls stuff, Hilda, Infinity Train, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, all sorts of different stuff. So check out that if you're looking for more Gravity Falls merch. Okay, so once again, let's begin. We open the book. First page is dirty looking, and then we come to this note. Parks Department, State of Oregon. To whom it may concern, the Parks Department of the State of Oregon was on a routine moose tagging mission when we located this item, a strange dust-covered book. Lying in the center of a mossy clearing, quick perusal reveals paranoid ramblings, demonic sketches, descriptions of nonsensical creatures, and uncrackable ciphers. We believe this to be either a prank by high schoolers or the ramblings of a local fraud. But since discovering this book, a number of our troopers have had headaches and disturbing nightmares. We have logged it in our records and are now putting it up for purchase at our annual confiscated items sale bake-off. Please take this cursed thing off of our hands. Property of, and it's ripped off. Volume 3. And right here it says ad astra per aspera, which is going to be, I think, Latin, but it's going to decode to be through hardships to the stars. June 18th. It's hard to believe it's been 6 years since I began researching the strange and wondrous secrets of Gravity Falls, Oregon. In all my travels, never have I observed so many curious things. Gravity Falls is indeed a geographical oddity. But the strangest thing about this town is the question, why? Why is it that this one remote location houses more paranormal, after average, and supernatural phenomena than any other location on Earth? There must be a hidden law of nature, a grand unified theory of weirdness, which explains how everything in Gravity Falls is connected. My benefactors trust that I will use their great money to discover something incredible, and I believe this theory could be it. My continuing mission, investigating the oddities of Gravity Falls, discover the grand unified theory of weirdness, publish theory and join the ranks of Newton, Tesla, and Einstein in the pantheon of science. And then there are these weird swirly things right here that are symbols, kind of like the Star Versus symbols, and it'll say, I've been inside your mind, Sixer. I know your secrets. And that is a symbol substitution cipher thing. Some of my recent investigations include floating eyeballs. Do they need glasses? Are they watching me? Hard to catch. They either have the power to see the future or have amazing peripheral vision. Yes, what else would floating eyeballs be doing? And of course, there are some pictures taped on things. We can't read the whole thing. Visible only at night. No retinal cord. And then crossed off as no response to contact. I think that says spooky. Were they ever part of some more complete magical creature, or have they always been disembodied eyes? Either way, they're deeply unsettling. They will just hover there, staring you down. Like blank, one of those portraits whose eyes follow you. Giant vampire bats. Do not sleep with your windows open. There's a little tic-tac-toe game. Another picture crossing some things out. The never slumber with them near. Desmondus rotundus is a small, short-haired, and even-tempered. Nothing like Gravity Falls. 10 feet. Mutated by waste dump? The summer heat seems to draw them from the caves. The locals pretend it's mosquito season, but then why not use bug spray instead of garlic necklaces? Who do they think they're fooling? The bats will settle for cows or sheep, but would much rather feed off some feeble human. Human blood tastes, and then it looks like it says better than something, but he's crossed that out. I have not sampled human blood. I can only assume human blood tastes better. Gnomes. Danger unknown. And then there's this code up here, and all throughout the book you're going to see symbols and things in different colors in like blue, and at the very end of this series, if we continue, we'll reveal what those all mean, but if you want, you can start or just look it up. Okay. Gnomes. Danger unknown. I encountered my first gnome when I awoke one morning, and I found it arguing politics with the stuffed bear head above my fireplace. They have shown themselves capable of complex thought and admirable alarming ability to stack their little bodies into giant formations, and he crossed out complex thought and admirable. So keeping my snacks on the highest shelves has done nothing to stop their persistent nibbling, and he has some things written, but they're all crossed out in red pen. And he's like, darn. Another gnome stole my glasses and ate 2 of my cassette tapes. And the little code I was talking about at the top that has some of the blue, it says, they're too dumb to possess. I'm tired. That's also the symbol substitution cipher. Common height is 10 to 18 inches. This includes the hat. They refuse to remove their hats. Do they have pointy heads? Unkept beards. Mushrooms are a huge part of the gnome's life. Used for money? Several tried to kidnap me as an offering to the queen, as I was asleep, but I just drop-kicked them out the window and then I awoke. Unsettling. Almost lost a finger trying to grab the hat. Weakness. And Ford would say unknown, but then Mabel and Dipper wrote in leaf blowers. Pointy hats. I saw one taking a squirrel bath. I wish I could unsee this. Now we move to the page, case number 28. An entity that is long overdue. Never would I have believed that a simple doorway could smell your doom, but I have seen several tourists go through ordinary-looking doors and simply disappear into thin air, never to be seen again. This phenomena is unexplained. Devious door-to-door salesman? The lunar cycle seems to have something to do with it. Avoid this door on Main Street. Gateway moon? Any door with number 13 appears to be a portal to a different plane of existence. On instant death. Haven't had the nerve to test it. Cursed doors. One briefly appeared in the basement. I lost my calculator inside. Knock knock, who's there? The forces of evil. He's crossed out some pictures of the doors, taken some pictures of the light inside. Dark energy, readings 40% higher this year. Cursed doors are a common component of life in Gravity Falls. The locals know which doors to avoid. Visitors are left to fend for themselves. Something crossed out. The Tourist Bureau really should publish some sort of pamphlet. Note to self. Write letter to Tourist Bureau. We move to the next page. Myself. A picture of Ford, but his face is all splattered out. As I've been cataloging these oddities, it has occurred to me that I have yet to turn the microscope on the oddity with which I am most intimately familiar, myself. If I succeed in publishing my theory, I am bound to become something of a public figure. So, for the sake of historical record, I should perhaps touch on the subject. Who am I? To put it simply, I am strange. I was born strange. I am attracted to the strange, and the strange has always been attracted to me. Where I grew up, we were encouraged to follow rules and fit the mold. I recall finding a shrunken head in the family pawn shop and bringing it to the show and tell. Every other student brought a football trophy, or a book about football. All of these objects were thrown at me as I gave my report. If my brother hadn't shielded me and punched one of the other kids in the nose, I might have spent the rest of the years in the hospital. Now we've got another one of these codes at the bottom with the blue letters. This one says, birthday, June 15th, death day sooner than you think. Now we've got another code on the top of the next page, which says, little Kathy, what a dream, held her hand and made her scream. When I was growing up, nothing I ever did was right. My grades were too high and my social skills were too low. Worst of all, I was born with a rare birth defect, 6 fingers on each hand. Although my family tried to convince me that this made me special, and it did help with shadow puppets, I was mocked by classmates and shunned by girls. I would hide in the library, poring over books about the supernatural and searching for other freaks of the world like me. I still recall reading about the Bermuda Triangle as a child. The thought of a place where you could just disappear into the unknown fascinated me. Perhaps it was luck, perhaps destiny, but I have since found my very own Bermuda Triangle, Gravity Falls, the place where I fit in. It is here that I will find my grand theory and maybe find myself in the process. My muse. One more thing about me, I have a secret. Although I have relied my entire life on my intuition and intelligence to provide me with answers, 2 years ago I experienced a miracle while napping in the forest, and that has forever changed the way I think about the world and my place in it. I was contacted by a muse. I know it sounds crazy, but a strange being from a higher plane took sympathy with me, with my search for knowledge, and amazingly chose me to be a receptacle for divine and otherworldly insight. And in the trees, we have more of that symbol cipher code. We got one blue one on this page, and it says, and all of these are from Bill. Spying on you is a breeze. There are eyes inside of the trees. Continuing on. As preposterous as it sounds, this being has provided me again and again with eerily accurate tips and predictions that have aided me in my studies. It is this being a spirit, an alien, or a dream, or merely part of my overactive imagination. Ultimately, interpretation is irrelevant. He is a fickle being who is unpredictable and only shows up when I least expect it. But I am always eager and ready for the next time he wishes to bestow his rare insights on my mind. Note to self. Must keep this a complete secret. If anyone finds out about this, they will surely think I'm insane, and my grant money may be revoked. It's best to leave this part of my research in the shadows. Now, back to my investigations. Note, burn this page after research is complete. And that's where we're going to end part 1. I hope you all liked reading the beginning of Journal 3 from Gravity Falls. Once again, if this is received well, we will continue. I hope you all enjoyed this biography, and please go support Gravity Falls, buy Journal 3, other merchandise, and we'll see you all next time.
Gravity Falls and Journal 3 belong to Alex Hirsch, Disney Channel, and all other people associated in its creation. Please go support Gravity Falls and go buy Journal 3.